Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session. It calls numbers 24-CCCR 1670 and clause number 24-CCCR 2012. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Evan Joseph Williams. Mr. Williams, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Williams, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Williams, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Williams, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Williams?
Great.
That's good. Now, Mr. Williams, you are represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marvel Provo. Attorney Provo, do you waive a record in Mr. Williams' case?
Yes, we do.
Mr. Williams, I have before me in cause number 24-CCCR 1670, a document on my computer that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Williams, it alleges that you, Evan Joseph Williams, on or about May 30th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Joseph, do you understand what you have been charged with?
I was having a charge, with bombing the store, more for less, Washington Boulevard and
Oh.
Avenue A.
Okay, let me do this here, Mr. Let me get his PC. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me see, he was fine. Now, prior to this hearing, Dr. Edward Grapon filed a motion, conducted a psychiatric examination on Mr. Evan Joseph Williams. Is that correct, Ms.
He did.
Provo? And you received a copy of that motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have any objection to the finding, conclusion, and recommendations in that motion?
No, I don't know.
Okay, now, state, and I think Mr. Andrew Hubel received a copy of that motion as well. Is that correct?
As with the previous cases, there's still that issue
Okay.
where those cases are locked off to us.
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, before we
But
go any further.
this,
And state, have you had an opportunity to review Dr. Bispon's report?
yes, Your Honor,
You have any objection to the finding, conclusion, and recommendations in that report?
no objections.
And he did find that Mr. Williams was competent. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Hold on, let me get to. Oh, okay. Now, Mr. Williams, this information alleges that on or about March 30th of 2024, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Actually, and just looking at the PC, it happened at the Family Wash and Dry at 4639 Highland Avenue. Do you understand that? Okay,
I
now,
remember.
okay, now to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Sure.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Cause I'm guilty.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Williams, I also have before me on my tablet, this is a tablet, a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. This is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? He need to get a little
I
closer.
can see that. I don't
Hold
have
on.
my glasses.
Did you look at, you know, we wrote this document?
Yes, I remember when we went over.
Okay, so you recognize that document?
Yes, sir, I recognize.
Okay. On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials the initials are EW. And it's on a line that's next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Show him that, see if that's his signature.
If this your signature. Well, here's the stop line.
Did you sign that?
Did you sign?
But I know I put the E in front of it. I know I put the E in front of it.
That's your signature? Or do
Yes,
you
sir.
need to correct it?
I
Okay.
need to correct
He
it.
need to correct it.
On this camera?
Yeah, you can correct it.
Thought I put an E in front of it.
It looked like it was just VAN like van.
Okay, go ahead.
I used to say to my classmates in elementary school,
Okay.
they used to call me Even.
Evan.
Like Even. Like Even Stevens.
It was trying to make a rhyme, I guess. Okay, now, on the next document, well, you could keep that.
Okay,
On the next document is titled, Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. You recognize that document?
Yeah,
And is that your signature down there on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, at the top of that document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
I understand.
Okay. Hand him this document. You can hand that back to me. This next document that your attorney has is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize that document?
I recognize it, sir.
And is that your signature on that document under the line that is titled defendant?
Yes, that's my signature,
Now-
signature, sir.
Now, Mr. Williams, before you sign and initial all of these documents that your attorney just showed, did your attorney go over these documents with you before you signed and initial?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
True and correct and best of my knowledge.
Okay, now, Mr. Williams, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State overstates one.
Any objections? No objections. States Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Provo, you have advised and counseled, well, Mr. Williams, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
no.
And court will take judicial notice again of the report that was conducted by Dr. Edward Rapine stating that he was competent to stand trial. Now, Mr. Williams, are you satisfied with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Williams, I will accept your plea of guilty. Hold on, that's guilty. I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the
In
agreement?
exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 40 days in the Jefferson County Jail, credit for 40 days to tax and retire court costs, and the state will be dismissing the companion case.
Okay, Mr. Williams, the state is offering that you serve 40 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you have already served 40 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you have already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that you will not be required to pay the court costs because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. And the state will be dismissing your companion case, cause number 24CCCR 2012. Mr. Williams, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I accept.
Okay, Mr. Williams,
Yes, sir.
I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Williams, if there's not anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today. Okay, now, Mr. Williams, please stand next to the bailiff, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Ms. Provo,
Yes, sir.
you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you.
And the court will be in recess till, is there, what time we start at, 2:30? Hold on, 1:30? Okay, court will be in recess until 1:30. All right.
Go ahead.
My mom